Hey, what's going on? Old fashioned ice cream appliance boot camp. Facebook family and friends, Mike Sneed coming to you. I want to thank y'all for joining with us tonight. As you know, you see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We're going to have a hands on live event. It's going to be the only one, the last one this year. It's going to be October 11th, 12th, and 13th. Go to appliancebootcamp.com and sign up. If you already bought the appliance bootcamp and you're going to be coming to the hands on live, just send me an email through Teachable. Let me know that you're going to be attending. So I'll make sure that we have accommodations for you. Just send me an email. Like I say, the alumni that purchased the hands-on live, they're free to come back as many times if they like. So if you're alumni, you coming, just send me an email too, so I can be looking out for you. But if you're coming, if you're somebody who have purchased the appliance boot camp, and you're gonna be coming, just send me an email. That way I know. I'll send an email out to everybody that's already purchased it later on this weekend to let you know, so you can let me know we're gonna have October the 11th, 12th, and 13th. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's 8 o'clock, and I like to get home a little early nowadays. We've been doing this series where we've been bringing in the alumni, people who have taken the appliance boot camp, and they have actually implemented it, they doing well, not so well. I don't know. They reach out, and I try not to. I want to be as organic as possible. So I don't want to lead nobody into saying something that they might not want to say, or whatever. I want to get the truth. So what we do, I have them come up and I ask them questions live, just like you all are hearing it. So we're finding out at the same time exactly what's going on. Like I say, I want the whole range. People who have taken it, done well. And if you have taken it and haven't had much success, reach out so we can talk about it also. But today we have Mr. John. I've been saying Osei Bean, but I let him pronounce his last name. I've been saying Mr. Osei Bean, but Mr. John Osei. Osei. We'll let him pronounce it when he comes in. We're gonna bring him up now. So here he comes. Hey,
Well,
how you doing, Mr. John?
hey, what's up, Mike?
Nothing much.
So,
I always call you Osei Bean. What's your last name?
to keep it simple, you can just call me John Osayi. But here's the thing: everybody calls me Osayi. That's
Osayi.
yeah, that's what
Oh,
everybody.
okay. All right. There you go. Uh, for a short period of time, you had the honors of being the youngest person that had came through the appliance boot camp when you
Yeah,
first came. You're
yeah.
you're the youngest person we've had. At that time, what age were you when you came to the appliance boot camp?
I was 23.
23. Yeah, he was the youngest. Man, good lord, man, time has flying. Because
Yeah,
like I had just told you a few minutes ago, from then and I've seen you now, you have totally matured and everything, man. Congratulations.
yeah. I'm 20
So
now, and I'll be 29 in 2 months.
29. Okay, there we go. 29. Man, good. Oh man, great stuff. All right, so we're gonna just start off. I'm gonna ask you some simple questions, and we're gonna let you tell your story. Uh,
Yep.
Prior to what made you come to appliance boot camp? Because you was one of the first or second class that came through.
Yeah. Here's the thing: I was always interested in entrepreneurship. I just wanted the fastest track into entrepreneurship, not having to be an employee anymore.
Mhm.
Based on everything you were saying, this seemed like the fastest way. You know what I'm saying? Everything you were saying was pretty much in line with what I was looking for. I was never technical, so this wasn't on my radar. So this was completely off my radar. But the things you were saying were the things that I wanted, and I thought that this would be my quickest way into being a business owner.
Okay. And you were the young man too that when I realized people were coming in and hadn't worked with hand tools. Had you ever worked with hand tools or anything prior to coming to appliance boot camp?
No, I had never fixed anything in my entire life.
There you go. All right. So after coming to appliance boot camp, how long before you actually started your own business?
That same month. So I came. It was like October. So
Hmm.
by the end of the month, I had started my LLC and had signed up with a warranty company. So maybe like 2 weeks after I came from your boot camp.
Okay. And you in 2 weeks. you had started your business and you was up and running. All right.
Yes.
How was it starting off? What was your experience starting off at
So
that young with no experience at all?
So, anyways, I'm in the Massachusetts area. The thing is this: the warranty companies did
Mhm,
not have the overflow of work like they did, like in the South and the Midwest, where most of you guys were at that time. So I
mhm,
was getting a few jobs here and there, but here this was late 2019, early 2020. So
mhm,
the pandemic happened and all the lockdowns happened. So I was staying home and receiving money, and I was doing maybe like 3 to 5 jobs a week. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying?
mhm,
And then that's what I was doing. So you know what I'm saying. And then month 6, it clicked for me, and then everything clicked for me. Like I had diagnosed a few dozen machines and fixed them. I had learned to read schematics, and then at that point, I felt comfortable. So then I started spending money on ads, and then my 6th month is when I was able to make a living income. Like let's say I wasn't getting any checks from the government, et cetera, et cetera. I would have been fine. So
mhm.
within month 6, I was making at least 10 grand gross.
10 grand gross per month.
Yeah, and that was COD.
See what the oh God knows. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, at what age? At what? During that time frame, when did you? Because were you still working a part-time job at that time, or?
No, what happened was this: when I got furloughed, I had just got a new job as at a solar company as a salesman. I was only
Mhm,
there like a month and a half. Then I got furloughed.
mhm,
I did Uber previously and I sold cars, but when I got furloughed, I was just doing this. And then by that time, so they called me back to come to work, but by that time I was already making 10 grand a
mhm.
month. So I was like, no, I'm not coming back. You know what I'm saying? So the same month I made my first 10 grand is when they called me back to work. Right
Oh
before I
wow.
made the money. Right, it was
Uh-huh,
right before I spent the money on the ads. I was like, let
uh-huh,
me just spend the money on the ads and see what happened. When they
mhm,
called me, it was like that same day, and I seen how many work orders I got. I got 10. I spent
mhm,
like 100. I spent like I don't know. It was just short of $100, but I had over
mhm,
10 appointment requests.
mhm.
COD. So I knew I could do all that in a week and make more there at my job. So I said no.
Wow. Okay. Now, did you go to college? Do you have a college degree?
No, I just graduated high school. Then I worked a few jobs. I worked in department stores. I did taxes. I became a real estate agent, but didn't do that. I sold cars and I was driving Uber. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
you're very intelligent. I told you that when you came. Very intelligent young man. So I thought you maybe an engineer or something.
no,
At
my
that
father's
point.
an engineer, but I wasn't raised by him. You know what I'm saying? He left my mother when they was 3, but
Mhm.
my dad's an engineer. Genetics is genetics, so we're all
Uh-huh.
wired a certain way. So I mean,
Right. There you go. There you go. Okay. So now, within 6 months, you're making 10,000 a month now. All
yeah.
right. So what do you do then? With the now that you're making 10,000 a month, what are you what are you doing now? Just trying to grow the business, or you what? Just tell me what it looks like
Yeah,
making 10,000 a month.
at that point, it's obvious that I can make money doing this. But now I was just trying to refine my craft, and I was trying to lay the foundation of what
Mhm,
I saw my business structure to be in the next 3 to 5 years. But I had to refine my craft and learn to manage my money, learn how to charge. The first few years I just broke even, kind of like a little
mhm,
over even. I was
mhm,
comfortable, like I could eat out every day.
mhm,
Anything happened, I could pay. Like all my bills were on auto pay. I didn't know what my monthly bills were. If something happened to my car, I had to spend a grand or two to fix it. Like I was
uh-huh,
comfortable, but I could tell that I had a lot more business acumen that I needed to learn. So the
mhm,
first 3 years, I made a little bit, of money, but not a lot. And then I learned how to price my services, and then I started adding other things into it. But the first, it was all right. I was never destitute. I was never in any trouble. But I was
mhm.
COD. I wasn't warranty. That's a different game. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
COD from the start, so it's a little bit different than warranty. But I was all right, and I followed your 5 banking account method.
Mhm,
That's how I was able to keep track of my money and pay
mhm.
all my taxes and everything.
Okay, okay, all right. So your first year in, after that first year, were you close to six figures that first year?
Oh, my first year. Like I said, the first 6 months I didn't really make money. Like the first 6 months in the business,
Mhm,
I made like 2 or 3 grand from all the calls I did via warranty.
mhm.
But here's the thing. Okay, that year I did 70 grand,
Uh huh.
even though I only started really making money 6 months in. You know
Uh huh.
what I'm saying, so I didn't work a full year really doing this.
Right.
So yeah.
There you go. Good, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, at that time when you first came down here, 23, do you tell your family and friends you're gonna come take a appliance repair course? You're gonna be an appliance
Oh,
repairman.
at this point, I had been living alone. I hadn't really kept in close contact with my family. I went through a lot of life changes several
Mm-hmm.
years ago, starting in my senior year of high school. I kind of distanced myself from everybody. I may
Mm-hmm.
talk to my parents maybe every month or 2 months or 3 months. I'll talk to them. I'll see them maybe once every quarter. But most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, I'm by myself. I cut off my old friends, but I'm just focused on working. Obviously, I go out and socialize and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But I cut really all my old ties. Maybe a phone call here and there, but I'm focused. I'm in tunnel vision. So like they didn't know I was doing this till I was making money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. When they saw you after you making your money, what did they what how did that interaction go?
Well, here's the thing. My dad, I'll stay with my dad before. So my background was this, I was always truant in school, starting from elementary school. My mother, she had, she had her own stuff. She wasn't a bad mother, but like, how can I
Mm-hmm.
say, she had certain responsibilities. She couldn't watch me all the time. So here's
Mm-hmm.
the thing, I always was truancy. I was always, I never took school seriously. Like, for example, I graduated high school with a 0.9 GPA. I was the type of dude, at least every other day, I'd be walking in 9:30, 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? If I did go to school on time, I'd like leave once lunch was done and I'd bounce. I didn't spend a
Uh-huh.
lot of full days at school. I was one of those. So my father, being an educated man, he's from Nigeria, from Africa. He was,
Mm-hmm.
because he was separated, he was always worried about my schooling and how I was going to turn out. And then
Mm-hmm.
my city is a lower income city known for, gangs, drugs, all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So I'm running the street, as they say. I wasn't really doing anything bad, but I'm surrounded by certain elements. So he was always worried, concerned. It was a sort of contention between me and him. It was one of the reasons why we were never really that close. But he was
Mm-hmm.
a responsible man. He took care of his responsibilities. But anyways, to make it fast, after I started making money in this course, I came to visit him. You know what I'm saying? And he said I
Mm-hmm.
had a look in my eye like I could conquer the world. He said like when he saw my face, he knew that if he was to die today, that he could die without any regrets. Before I even spoke to him, he said when I walked through the door, it was like I was a different person. He couldn't tell what it was, but he knew he could then die and pass on without
Uh-huh.
any regrets. So that's pretty much the change that your course, that my close family has seen in me after taking your course.
I agree wholeheartedly with what he said. When you came up on the screen a few minutes ago, not first sight, I said, "Man, you know, mature turn. You look you everything now. You totally mature than when I first saw you.
Yeah.
I admit you do have that look and that glow and everything. I admit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now how many years have you been running your appliance repair business?
Um, 5 years.
5 years. Okay, now how are you now? How's the business going now?
So like right now, I'm out of the truck. I have 4 full-time W-2
Mhm.
employees. I'm no longer doing repairs. So right now, I'm focusing on being a general manager. So what my day-to-day activities consist of is, watching my ad spend, and I'm always recruiting. Always advertising.
Mhm.
So I'm always trying to get calls, and I'm always meeting potential employees. You know what I'm saying? People that have.
Uh-huh.
So I grade them. I look for people based on their character first. I look for
Mhm.
quality people with quality character, and then
Mhm.
second, I look at their technical history, et cetera, et cetera. But the number one thing I hire on is people's character. They have to have a high. I have to believe that they have a high moral character and that they would be a responsible, conscientious individual whilst in these people's homes. That's the first trait I can, because going through your boot camp, you could teach people the nuts and bolts of how to break down and diagnose a machine in a day
Mhm.
or two. Obviously, they're not going to know the theory but you could get some muscle to do
Mhm.
some stuff and make some money. So pretty much, I train my guys 1 week and I put them through your system. So
Okay.
my training consists of teaching them the systems and the operations of my business first, and then
Mhm.
the technical part. So a day, I might take them and have them break down a dryer and a washer, and then the next day, like the fridge and the oven and the dishwasher, and train them how to use the multimeter. But I mainly train them on how to communicate with the customer, how to use my software, how to interact with the customer via my software. They get an
Mhm.
iPad and an iPhone that I purchased for them, so we can all communicate. So they learn how to use the system, how to make estimates, how to do everything right. Then I teach
Mhm.
them how to present the estimate to the customer and the words to use. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mostly that the soft part. So people who come sit down with me, I look for soft skills. Soft skills for me is more important than technical skills because I have guys that have never done this work, and then a week after I train them, so after 1 week, I put them in their own van, and I've had guys that's been doing something completely non-technical for years and years come in, and they're able to produce their first week just by following my system. And I'm the general manager. Obviously, they don't have the knowledge to do this, so they all have appliantology memberships. I give them the theory book. I forget the big orange book with all.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Then they get videos, etc. So, but my role as general manager is to guide them. I'm their tech support. I walk them through. I make sure that the model number's there, that they have the manuals, that they understand the problem and the components associated with the problem that needs to be fixed. I give them the playbook, and they go. You know what I'm saying? So when you're taking people who never done this work, because it's niche, not a lot of people do, you have to kind of drill them the first once they're on their own. I drill them like a drill sergeant for like the first 4 weeks until they understand how to, get the information themselves. Then I can fall back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But, that's my roles. And then watching the schedule. So I offer same day appointments, meaning if 20 if 20 people call me and try to book an appointment Monday, I won't decline any of them. What I'll do is this: from those 20, I'll pick out the jobs I think will make the most money and rearrange the schedule that way. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. So that's how I do it. So we do same day appointments. And so, I'm sending these guys out there same day. So it's not the warranty game where they call in, you wait for weeks, you order the parts, you pregame. It's nothing like that. They got to get out there. But I have the knowledge, so I could give it to them on the spot. And as time goes on, they will pick it up themselves. You know what I'm saying? If they could take 20 minutes to study it, they can do that, et cetera, et cetera. But so far, everything's working good for me.
That's great. Now with that, you 100% COD?
Yes.
Oh, great. Oh my God, that's great, man. That's great. Now with that, with doing that, how big of an area do you service where you're doing the same day?
It's like a 30-mile radius. Yep.
Okay. What's the average age of the people you're hiring? Are they younger men like yourself, women like yourself?
35 to 45.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the age range of my team.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And you're in the Boston area. That is great. That is great. And about how many stops are they running per day with your 4-man team?
They're doing about 3 to 4, but we get more calls than that. Some days, like I say, you have like 20 appointments one day, et cetera. But they do about 3 to 4. They're still learning. They're still, coming up to speed, but they could do about 3 to 4. Back when I was in the field, I could do about 6 in the same time they do. So they're about half as fast as I was right now.
Oh man, I think when you first came, I told you, I said, man, by the time you're 30, you're gonna be a millionaire. You might have thought I was joking, but you're gonna if you haven't hit it, you're gonna be close to it by the time you're 30, man. And to be 20, you 28?
28 now. Yep.
Yeah, 28 and out the truck, out of the rat race. that is amazing. Where you looking to go from here?
Well, like I say, I'm trying to stabilize, because everything's been fast growth. You know what I'm saying? All the vans and stuff, those are mine. They're not rentals. I've been doing a lot of groundwork. So it's been just, I need to stabilize and, get a solid foundation. And then with my money, I'd like to do stuff philanthropic with it. You know what I'm saying? Philanthropic. And then I want to learn how to use that to make money without me necessarily had to trade my time. You know what I'm saying? Well, I have people working for me now, but obviously, so a lot of it's going to go through philanthropic stuff, and the rest is going to learn how to leverage my money to make more money. You know what I'm saying? Like the big guys do. Okay,
good stuff, man. Great stuff. We're going to read some of the stuff we got going on in the chat. If you got any questions for Mr. Osayi, I'm going to say Mr. O. You got any questions for Mr. O? Put them out there. We're going to read some of the stuff we got going on in the chat. All right. We got Eheen. Yo, what's happening, Mike? Hey, how you doing, Mr. Eheen? All right. What's going on, DCNF? DCNF. So what's going on, Mike and ABC fam?
What's up,
Stoker? All right, there you go. Stoker
I see
review.
Ward in the building too. Shout out to
yeah.
I was in the class with her. She was in my class.
Oh, y'all was in the same class?
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
No, we were. Yep, that's the first time I met her. She was in the same boot camp as me. Yep.
Man, that was a strong class.
Yeah.
Y'all have a lot of y'all are doing really, really good out of that class. Man, wow, I didn't know y'all was in the same class.
No, we were.
Yeah. All right. Stoker reviews. So let's go, Mike. Michael Manuel. So what's good, Mike? Hey, how you doing? DCNL said what's going on again. Yep, definitely. Young man on a mission. He is. Uh, Miss Ward, there she go. Miss Ward said, "Great guy." I didn't know y'all was classmates, Miss Ward. That's a strong class. I would put y'all class up against any grad school class at Ivy League or whatever. Y'all had a real strong class.
Yeah.
Stoker reviews. Funny how the universe works. When you don't need them, that's when they need you. Yeah, that's the universe throw it out there. Were you tempted at all to to go back to work?
No, not really. It wasn't appealing. You know what I'm saying? Once I seen the abundance of work, you know what I'm saying, and how I could make the money and how I had the knowledge, it was a no brainer.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: everybody talking about it's going to be a recession and all this stuff is getting ready to happen. Are you nervous about that?
No, it's gonna make us more profitable. COVID, because everybody was scared, was hand over fist, and I didn't even know what I was doing really. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if that happened now. It's a whole different situation. So,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried. It's gonna make stuff easier for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Have since you started doing this, has there ever been a time? Do you worry about like the price of milk and gas or any of that stuff now?
No, like I say, I have the only time I know what my bills are is when I do taxes. I kind of I'm not thinking about. I'm far removed from level survival. I'm thinking, I'm somewhere else. I'm not worried about that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even if I was to lose everything, it may be uncomfortable for maybe a 6 month period, but I'll never really be destitute unless like a nuclear war happens or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? I'll always be able to pick myself up off the ground. My skill set has made me invaluable. I could go anywhere in this country and in the world, and people will want to pay for my services. So
Yeah, there you go. So you, like I told you, you feel like at any time they could come take everything from you. In about 6 months, you'll be right back where you at.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, so at a back comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yep, DCNF, he is definitely on it. Miss Ward said character is key. Yeah, that's what I used to do too. When I was going to hire technicians, I used to go like to the Jiffy Lubes and I go to restaurants and I'll see how the waiters act. I would see how the actual people who were working at Jiffy. I love the Jiffy Lube, the oil changing places. I knew they knew how to work with tools. They ain't mind getting dirty, and they usually had customer service stuff. So I used to pull those a lot. Uh-huh. Uh, Alo, hey, how you doing, man? He said, fine young man, no doubt.
Thank you.
Yep, yep, Miss Ward, he has a strategy and he's working it. He's working it. Now, with that, have you had any other business mentorships? Are you with anybody else in the industry?
No, the only person who I dealt with in this industry in terms of knowledge was you, and then the appliantology. I've never been coached by anybody else in the appliance repair industry. Everything I know about this business and how I got my start in this business. I learned how to get the knowledge you need to do what you have to do. Everything from you, business, other business stuff, maybe from outside sources, but everything
Mhm.
related to the appliance world only through you, and then the appliantology site. I've never took any other kind of training except for yours.
Well, man, this is
Yeah.
great stuff, man. Great
Never
stuff.
took any courses at appliantology, just getting the manuals and reading the posts.
Mhm.
So I've only
Uh-huh.
ever paid for teaching in this industry through you.
Oh, thank you. I thank you. I appreciate it. Now, have you taken any other courses before prior to coming to Appliance Boot Camp?
No, nothing appliance related.
Okay.
Not
There you go. Good stuff. DCNL, Mr. Old is the bag. Yep, he is the bag man. Man, I'm telling you, what we would not have given to be 23, where you were at, coming into appliance repair field, and to be where you at now at 28, and have four technicians and out of the truck. You quasi retired almost.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just mental work. You know, I'm behind a desk now. I'm on the computer, but I get to walk. You know, I try to, get at least 3 hours outside. You know what I'm saying? But it's just now I'm behind the desk again. But I've been able to rest besides the mental part. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Once I get my menial tasks done, it's just me watching the schedule and assigning jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What time does your day start?
So usually I'm up about 5 or 6 a.m.
Uh-huh.
I'll be in my office by 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's an office, but I leave throughout the day to go do different stuff. I'm in and out. But so from about, so let's say I sit at this 3, maybe by 3:30, I'm out the desk and out the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So you have a shared workspace. You actually go outside of your apartment.
No, I have my own office.
Oh, okay, okay, that's good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Do you work weekends too?
No, just the weekdays, 5 days a week.
Mhm.
And then I take the weekends off.
Okay. All right. Yep. He's doing it. He's doing it. Now DCNF say he's. I didn't know that DCNF. Good lord, he's great stuff, man. Y'all are killing it. He's 70% COD. He's definitely doing it. Yeah, you are. Now, with that being 100% COD, where you don't have to deal with any warranty companies or anything. Do you have actual accounts now, like project, say property management companies or buildings that you totally do all the service for now?
I only have one property management company that sends me work. That's because they pay my COD rates and I have a credit card on file with them.
Uh-huh.
In the past, it got so busy. I tried to push them away, but
Uh-huh.
the management company said we could get another company, but we don't want to do that. We really only want to deal with you. So please take these calls. Da, 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 da. When they put it that way, I say okay.
Uh-huh.
Since they feel so strongly about it, I didn't know it was like that because usually most property managers go based on who could charge the lowest.
Uh-huh.
They have others. The thing is this company did that to me years ago, but they saw that my quality was far superior than the rest. So they cut everybody off and just deal with me exclusively, which I didn't know because they didn't tell me. But I have a card on file. When the job is done, I just charge it. You know what I'm saying? And I communicate with the price. Oh, this is what it costs. If they say, no, we just take the service charge fee. If they say yes, we just charge the card and it's on file with us. We don't have to go through any hoops. And they pay our COD rates. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it's a good relationship. So other than that, no, just COD.
Good stuff. All right. Genovini say, hey family, how you doing? Genovina Jane. Go Vini Jane. I'm terrible with the names. Elo applies. What tool they want to know, what tools do you use for your marketing?
Everything is, I'll give you this. The fastest way is to get in the top 3 of the Google My Business and in that, in the top 3 in at least several cities. You know what I'm saying? If you do that alone, that could sustain you as one man. You should try to get some organic SEO as well, but that's done over like a year or two. But the fastest way is to get a Google My Business page, get a website, a basic website. It does not have to be pretty at first. The function of the website has to take priority over the vanity. So just get your website where people could go and just book your appointment. Just on the website, it should just be one page. Let them know your rates, like your service charge fee, have them have a book button that pulls up your schedule and they book instantly. That's the only function your website should be at the beginning. If you have that, and then you could just get reviews to the Google My Business page, right? As time goes on, you'll rise up the rankings. But what you should also do is make pages on your actual website. You should have, if you're gonna have, hold on. So if you just have the one page, you should have a second page that has the cities that you do work in. Because here's the thing, if you have those cities up, right, and you have your website and you have people leaving reviews, you'll start to rank in those other cities organically. So you could be in the top 3 of the Google My Business in like 5, 6, 7, or 8 cities. You know what I'm saying? Quicker if you list that you do those cities on your page. You know what I'm saying? So that way you could be in multiple cities at the top 3 results without any money and sustain yourself. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this, now with Google LSAs, you don't pop up in the top. You top at the top, but the LSAs are the first 3. So if you have LSAs in Google My Business, that can lead to a lot of traffic. But LSAs is it's expensive if you're one person. LSAs is better if you're multi-man. If you're 2 or more men, it's better. You know what I'm saying? If you're still one man and you're trying to transition, I recommend that you stick with the warranty part-time as a buffer, and you have your Google My Business, and you use that to build up your cash reserve. You know what I'm saying? Build up several months or to a year of cash reserve so that you take that plunge. You won't, in the lean times, you'll have something to fall back on. But if you're gonna go the LSA route, I think you should be prepared to transition to multiple trucks. So yeah, between that, and then you also have lead generation. If you find a reputable one at a good rate, you can use that too as part of your strategy. So those three things.
Okay. For people who don't know, everybody know Google My Business, the LSA. What is the LSA?
The LSA is local service ads. So pretty much it's for the trades. You know what I'm saying? So you spend money with Google, you have to go through a verification process. You have to do a background check. You have to give certain information, et cetera, et cetera. And then then you also have to have reviews. So you need at least 3 reviews, and then you go through the background check, et cetera, et cetera. Then you spend money and you get a chance to land at the top 3. But here's the thing: if you're gonna do that, you need somebody who's always answering the phone. If you spend money with Google and they send you calls and you don't pick up, then they drop your ranking in the LSA. So if you're gonna run LSAs, you need a dedicated phone thing. So what I use is I have a 24/7 hour phone line. You know what I'm saying? So I pay a company and they answer my phones 24/7, and they have at least a dozen CSRs. They answer all my calls and they book my appointments 24/7. So I run ads 24/7, and people could call any time of the day to make an appointment, and they can always call in and speak to somebody no matter what.
Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, man. Great stuff. Patricia Montgomery, congrats on your success. How do you teach yourself Google Ads, or did you hire a company to do it for you?
So there's different versions of the Google Ads. The Google PPC, that's what I started with. I taught myself, but it wasn't
and PPC going to be what?
Pay per
click. There we go. All right, go ahead.
Yes, so that's what I started with. I got to the point where I was just making a small return. I was barely breaking even, but it was like just a small return with the PPC. I didn't see much success with that. I didn't use that. I didn't do that. What I did was the LSA. The LSA is more, at least in my area, is more bang for your buck than PPC. Nobody does PPC in my area anymore. If they pay for ads, it's LSA. But that differs in different markets. In some markets, PPC may be highly effective. In other markets, LSA may be bad. So I can only speak on where I'm at. Where I'm at, LSA is far superior than PPC.
Okay. Hello, Appliance. So I was in the last class before COVID. Yeah, I remember that. Thanks, man, and glad to see you joining us tonight. Clinton Jackson, I came in with Mr. O. We drove to the restaurant together. There you go.
I remember. I think I remember him. If I saw him, I probably know him.
Yeah. Okie doke. This is inspiring. Yes, it is. It's very inspiring to see a young man come in, and you say you didn't like school. If they would have had this in high school, would you have taken it?
Yeah, I had. There's actually a tech school in my city, but I didn't take advantage. I went to a regular high school. If I would have went to a technical school, I would have been making money much faster and early in life. If I would have went to technical school and became like a plumber and then found this, that's like an unstoppable force. You know what I'm saying? Because those have the most service requests, and then the dollar amounts. Like if you could combine plumbing and appliance repair, something like that, you'd be unstoppable.
Good stuff. I believe he came in. He did. He came in, had never used a wrench or anything in his life.
No.
Yep, no doubt. Okay. Elo's Appliance. It took me a mountain of courage to take my first call. It took me almost 45 minutes to disassemble a dryer. Laugh out loud, sweat like a pig. How was your first call? Were you very nervous?
My very first call, I didn't know what I was doing. I was looking at a gas dryer. I had paid for a lead. No. Actually, no. That was later on. Well, No, it was, I didn't pay for it. It was a gas dryer. Yes, I was very scared, not nervous, but it took me about 3 hours to break down the dryer. I didn't know what I was doing. The first 3 months, I didn't know what I was doing. And then I had an issue where I had a defrost issue on an evaporator coil. I didn't have a steam gun. I tried to use a hair dryer to thaw it out. I got impatient and tried to muscle the heater off the evaporator coil and busted the evaporator coil. All the gas came out. And I remember I called Mike to see if the gas was dangerous. And then the lady in the house ran to her room and got a big like IN95 mask and stuff. We were all scared. But anyways, I ended up having to pay $1,000 for her to get a new fridge. One time I was working on a dishwasher with a copper water line. I tried to pull it out. I didn't understand that the copper line was inflexible, and I caused a leak in the kitchen. I had to shut the water down at the basement. I've done my share, missed that. But those are the two worst things that I've ever done. After I did, I've never really had anywhere bad moments. Maybe the accidental, like you walk up an old lady's stairs that's already cracked and then it breaks, then you have to pay money. Or maybe like somebody's floor, like you were trying to do the drain pump, but it only has a filter and not a tube where you can actually drain it, so it spills and then it seeps through like the drywall into the kitchen. You have to pay for drywall. Little stuff comes up, what I'm saying? Little accidents happen. You have to pay a few $100s there like that. But the worst thing I ever did was break that refrigerator evaporator coil and have to spend $1,000.
We all have done it. We all have done it. I've done that, got impatient, and going to take my screwdriver and try to chip some ice off and put a hole in the evaporator. So, but that's how you learn. You learn by doing these things. Like I say, you don't learn. You can't read a book about riding a bicycle and learn how to ride a bicycle. You have to get on it and fall, but you learn. But within 6 months, you learned the trade. Not only that, you learn a business, and nobody can never take it from you ever again.
Never.
That's good stuff. All right. DCNF said what he's saying is nothing but the truth. Yep. DCNF 5 a.m. people think it's sweet, but you have to clock out, put in that word. Yeah. I still start every day about 5 o'clock in the morning. And when I done appliance repair, that same time I done it. I got up at 5 because that's about the time the banks deposits and stuff will be hitting the bank, so I could get all my cash together, and then I could actually then start seeing people who might have canceled work orders and stuff throughout the night. I'll start rearranging my schedule. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Patrick Young, what's good, Mike? What's good, ABC fam? All right. Frank Evans all day. Here we go for another success story. Yep, no doubt. Here we go. Somebody want to know what are landing pages? Can you tell them what the landing pages are?
Not a landing page. You just make a basic website with the sole intention of being able to book appointments. That's all you need starting out. As you make money, you can then make elaborate and have all these stuff. But still, what I like is simple and clean websites. You don't need all these fancy graphics because everything's on the phone now. Nobody sits and looks at a screen. So all the money you spend trying to get all these graphics, it's wasted. All you need is a basic website that lets people book appointments. Number one, know what your company does, know the brands that they service, know the areas that you service, and have a phone number and an email to reach you. Anything else is a waste because everything's on the phone. Most people, when they're looking for your business, they're on the phone. So they can't see anything but a basic rendition of your website anyway. If you spend the money, it's a minority that's on these desktops and laptops looking you up anymore. You know what I'm saying? So before I started taking same day appointments, et cetera, just having a basic website, I would still book out a week or more, et cetera, when I had like a regular schedule. Just off the website, I wouldn't answer the phone. I'd have I would have my voicemail that told people to go to my website to book. And I never picked up the phone, and I would still book out a week in advance in the early days. So if you have a clean, presentable website where they could book, they know what you charge to come out, they know what areas you go to, and they know what type of machines you service and the brands, then people will use your website as long as you have good reviews. The reviews put the credibility. And then if you want to get fancy later, do that once you're actually making money.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, what he's saying is exactly right. I was doing the new website for my ice cream parlor, and I was thinking the old way with the desktop and stuff. And they had to tell me, don't nobody look at it with desktop. They look at it with your cell phone. And if you present it like a desktop, people will think that your website don't work. They want it to be where it's constantly fluid and moving.
Yeah.
And so I had to think about it. So yeah, they're expecting to scroll up and they're waiting for a page to load up and stuff and come up like your old style. It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, that's like 90s and 2000. That's like 2004 thinking,
Yeah.
because most of these people are older. Like most people who have are older, so they have an older mindset, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a way to sell and make more money. You know what I'm saying? The people who are pushing these products know, but that's how they make their money. But, you know, I'm young. I grew up on technology, so it's like I see it as a waste.
You are definitely right. Congrats, man. This is great stuff. All right. Elo's applause. Thanks. That's my plan. I tried Google marketing, but got overwhelmed. Okay. All right. They want to know, is your CSR local or overseas? That they don't do they do any uh uh uh, uh putting in work into your CRM software or anything, or they just answering the phone?
They answer the phone and they schedule appointments. That's what they
Uh-huh.
do. So they're based out of United States and Mexico.
Okay. All right, there you go. And once they schedule the appointment, you take it from there. Bob,
Then we just send the people out, so they're notified of everything, our service charges, how soon we can send somebody out. So I use Workies for my software. When the job is booked, they get an email and a text message that lets them know the date and the time, and it also reminds them of our service charge fee and what it costs to charge an extra appliance. So 99 service charge fee and $50 for each additional machine that needs to be diagnosed. So let's say we need to diagnose 2 in one sitting, it'd be 149. Let's say if we had to diagnose 3 in one visit, that's 199, and then that gets waived if they do any work. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right. And you charging Blue Book? You got your own
No, I
price.
don't use Blue Book. I have my own price book that I created from scratch. I don't use the Blue Book. I have my own price book based on my business and where I want to be. I have over 600 different items. I made it from scratch. It's all mine. It's all original, and that's what I use for my pricing.
Oh my God, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. PPC is a waste of money. Yeah, I haven't done PPC. I haven't really done any paid advertising in a long time. My nephew is still getting off the old contracts and stuff. He need to go back and update the website. So maybe next year, him and I sit through and go do some updates to it. All right. Patricia Montgomery. All right. Are there any learning resources or companies you recommend for doing LSA?
There's a ton of free resources on Google. You can also reach out, Google, you could just watch videos on Google, and then, there's a lot of people reviewing LSAs and other people and industries, talking about the algorithm and certain stuff you need to know to use it. But LSAs is very simple. So you do the background check, right? And then you just set the cities that you want to target in your budget. And then that's pretty much it to get them running. It's child's play. It's just the algorithm and understanding how to rank higher is the hard part, because Google doesn't directly tell you. It's just that the certain companies, they just go based on the data they have to do the best practices. You know what I'm saying? But to set it up is simple. It's just understand the algorithm or how to stay in the top 3 positions. That's the key to that, but nobody really knows for sure what that is. There's just one of the what I know is one of the number one things is answering the phone, making sure that when these leads are coming in, somebody's communicating with these people immediately, not these things going to voicemail, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is budget. You know what I'm saying? The higher your budget, the higher you rank. So a higher budget keeps you in the top positions higher, and then making sure that all these ads are being constantly answered. And then there's other stuff. There, like having pictures. And then there's the amount of reviews you get, like the quantity and the amount of time. The more reviews you get, the more relevant you seem, the higher you stay up. Those are a few things. So your reviews, your pictures, whether the phone's being answered, also the how high your budget is. Those are 4 important keys. But there's more stuff, but nobody's exactly sure what that is. You know what I'm saying? And then you have companies, lead generation companies, that that seem to know this stuff better and maybe help. Like that's more when you have more trucks. You know what I'm saying? For somebody who's just 1 to 5 trucks, they don't have to go that deep into it. Just having the phone answered, having pictures, having reviews, and what else did I say? Having reviews. Anyways, those 3 things, those are like the 3 key main things.
Okay, there you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Stoker reviews. That's why they took it out of schools to keep us on the hamster wheel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that was intentionally them taking the skilled trades out of the schools, because there's no. You say you graduated with a .0 something GPA,
Yeah.
and like I said, when he came, I told him, man, I thought he was an engineer, very very intelligent. You all can see he's very intelligent, and sometimes I wonder some of the honestly, some of the best students that we've had, some of the best alumni we've had, didn't do that well in school and high school and stuff like that. And I think because you didn't get all the programming in high school and stuff, that allows you to be where you are now.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
My mother never really cared about my schooling, but she worked for herself. She wanted me to. She was originally born poor, so she was born in Brooklyn, moved to Dorchester. Her family's poor, from the slums. She was on Section 8 most of my life. About 5th grade, 6th grade is when she really started making money. She started a business when I was 6 years old. She struggled for a while, but she was on Section 8 for at least for 17 years. You know what I'm saying? I have an older sister, 11. So anyways, she was initially pretty poor, came from a poor family, but she had a business. I don't know, but probably because of that is why she never cared about me going to school. But I never stayed back. So, I even though nobody was enforcing me or making me I was always passing, and the teachers knew I wasn't dumb. They just probably felt like I had a certain living situation. They didn't ask too many questions. Like I was respectful to them. They probably thought I had some type of home situation, but they didn't think nothing was wrong. So I kept passing. You know what I'm saying? And I was always respectful to my teachers, but it wasn't my thing. I was checked out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just went there and I did enough to get by, but my mind was somewhere else.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Decent enough. Taking same day appointments is next level. You're very smart. Yeah, it is. It is. You gotta be really tight to do that. Because and are you allowed them to, when they go there and do it? Are they allowed to choose their time frame, or they just say I want it today? Then you call them.
No, they choose the times like 9 to 11, 11 to 1. So here's the thing: somebody could call at 8:30, and they say I need an appointment for today between 9 to 11. We'll put them on the schedule. They could call at 9 a.m. and say I need somebody here between 9 to 11. And we'll put them on the schedule. They could call in at 9:30 and say, okay, I need somebody here today between 9 to 11, even though it's 9:30. And we'll put them on the schedule. Anybody who wants to go on the schedule goes on the schedule. And what we do is this: we see what jobs are most likely to make us the most money, and we prioritize that first. The other jobs, we either push them back later to the day, or we put them on the schedule for another day. So here's the thing with the working software. Let's say they book at 9:30 to 11. Okay. Let me say, I'll put it this way. Let's say let's say I have 5 appointments for 9 to 11. One is that a dishwasher door handle is broken. The other one is that their Whirlpool washer is making a grinding noise. Let's say number 3, their LG washer drain pump is not working. It's not draining. And then let's say number 5, their Samsung heating element isn't heating. And then let's say number 3, their refrigerator has excess frost on the freezer section. Right? I'll take those 3 money calls, which are the refrigerator with the freezing over the freezer section, because that's a defrost issue. I'll take number 3, the Samsung heating elements, because I stocked the truck, and I'll take the LG drain pump because I stocked those on my truck. And those 3 jobs rarely get declined. The door handle and then the washer grinding may have booked those slots first. But because those 3 calls are more important, I'll push those calls later. So let's say I push the washer not grinding to 11 to 1, right? And then let's say that same time somebody calls in, okay, their gas oven isn't heating, right? I'll prioritize that gas oven not heating over that washer grinding, and then I'll just put it off to next day or 2 days out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I do it. So the thing is I try not to push people out more than twice. but
Mhm.
sometimes I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I have to prioritize the money. So whatever time frame it is in the day, whatever calls I think are going to generate the most money, I prioritize that. Now, obviously, you have times when people order parts and parts came in; those people get prioritized. Callbacks, obviously, we got to go to them. We try to take care of callbacks within 2 days. So maybe I'll
Mhm.
push a callback maybe once, but
Mhm.
not more than that. I won't just keep pushing a callback. I'll get to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's priority. People who already spent money with us, because we have a 3-year warranty with all of our work. So our 3-year
Oh wow, you warranty 3. That's parts and labor, or just labor?
everything, anything they call us, we take care of it or their money back. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow. Okay.
We can't fix it. We just refund them. But
Uh-huh.
anything, even if it's a different issue, we take care of them for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we do it. So yeah, I just prioritize the money calls, and then sometimes you see a prior customer go on.
Mhm.
We like to get prior customers because that's free marketing. So we're
Mhm.
prioritize those guys. Even if we think it's trivial, we'll go pay them a visit and let them know. Sometimes if it's real trivial, we may even waive the visit. But oftentimes, at least a good word of mouth, et cetera, et cetera. And then that 3-year warranty, if anything happens, they remember us. Now, we've had times where let's say we go to a washing machine, we fix the drain pump. 3 months later, the washer spider cracked. We charged them X amount of dollars and we refunded to them. That
Mhm.
builds employee morale, and that's
Mhm.
also free marketing. So they remember us. It gets us back in the house. And let's say we go back, oh, the spider broke, but oh, look it. You know what I'm saying? We've also been having an issue with our ice makers not making ice.
Mhm.
It also gives us an opportunity to make more money on the other machines in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
more,
I got you. I got you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a good marketing tool, and it builds morale and it makes people speak good about you. But then, we charge a premium. Some people don't like that. So not everybody's happy with our service. You get bad reviews, et cetera, et cetera. But you wash out the bad reviews with the good reviews. And if you're not getting bad reviews, then you're not growing. You're playing it too safe.
Right, right. Even
It's not a big
Chick-fil-A get
deal.
bad
You
reviews.
got to do more good than bad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you do more good than bad. So that's how it is.
Yeah. That makes it a lot easier to sell the repair if you're gonna give them a 3-year warranty. You know.
It can be. It can be a good selling point. It depends on the customer. You know what I'm saying? You'd be shocked at some of the things these guys will say yes to. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You'll be shocked.
Yeah.
It could really build some confidence.
All right. Stoker Reviews. I know a lot of companies are using contractors instead of W-2 employees. Any plans to make? Well, you're in Boston. That's one of those places they eat you up. And I think Boston and California.
Well, here's the thing. I need to attract quality talent with high character. Those people like security. They also like benefits. They like certain things. I'm trying the benefit with W-2. I could offer more things. I can make so here's the thing. Like you say, when you're when you transition out the truck, you become a recruiter. So
Mhm.
you're doing marketing and you're also recruiting talent to work for you. Because the schedule always changes. People quit, people get sick, things happen, people move. You always need people to pull in. You know what I'm saying? At a moment's notice to hire in case you lose a guy. So I'm always hiring. So here's the thing: I need to have an attractive proposition. I have to have a unique selling proposition to my customers to want to do business with me. I also have to have a unique selling proposition for the prospects who may want to come work for my company. So me structuring it as a W-2 system, I'm able to offer something that's more attractive than just making a contract. If you're dealing with a contractor, you're just dealing with, well, I haven't played that game. I won't speak too much on it, but with W-2, I can craft an attractive offer to attract top talent. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And have them come work for me.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Yeah. Alo's good stuff, man. DCNF. You can, okay, DCNF, so you can call Google LSA and they will set up your account. Okay. All right. Elo said thanks so much for the LSA info. Yeah, I appreciate it too.
Yeah, no.
Uh, Clinton Jackson, are you doing any seal system work yet?
I'm looking to get it because people will do that. You know what I'm saying? Like with these LG compressors, people will beg you, even if it's like $1,500 to want to do it. Like these people, there's people that will do it. I just want to structure. I'm mostly focusing on refining my systems, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna integrate that soon. You know what I'm saying? But I have other stuff I gotta focus on. That's a good extra bonus, but you don't need that stuff to make money in this business. You can make money on the basic everyday things like the heating elements, the rollers, the belts. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And then having a strong, unique selling proposition that will make people want to spend money they may not like. For example, Couldn't you fathom somebody paying $950 to swap a sump motor on a $600 Whirlpool washer? Most times, no. Most people won't do that, but I've seen people who have. Could you fathom somebody paying maybe $1,400 for you to swap a refrigerator gasket? You know what I'm saying, on their refrigerator? Most times, no, but there are people who do that, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have certain tasks that are difficult and time consuming, you could charge a premium, and then once in a while you have those people that'll do it. So it's kind of like doing seal system work without all the hassle. You know what I'm saying? You get those customers with the stat washers that you have to charge them $1,250 to swap out their washer drain motor because you need a second guy to unstack it, and they'll pay it. A lot won't, but you have those people that'll do it. You have those people that value their time more than the money they spend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll go to somebody who has the Bosch, like a Bosch dishwasher that's like $2,000 with the fancy panel. Because it's a pain to try to replace that and find one that fits, they'll pay $1,500 for you to change a Bosch circulator pump, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're doing stuff like that, it's kind of like doing seal system work, but I want the seal system as well. That's extra icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good stuff. They want to know, are you able to do first call completes with the same day schedule?
Yes. If we have the parts on the truck, we can do it. If we have to order the parts, the turnaround time is usually about 2 days, 2 business days. But if we have the parts, we could bang it out. If we have to order, so that's the thing. If they order parts and they already deposit, if they come on the schedule, they're number one priority because we've already made the sale. You know what I'm saying? So those people, yeah. So if it's same day, we block we prioritize them first, and then the other people get pushed off later in the day or to subsequent days in the week.
Okay. How often do you see your employees?
We meet once a week, Mondays, and I just like to see them once a week, and then I like to look at the trucks, look at the mileage, in case it needs oil change, see if they're keeping it clean, and just talk to them about their questions and concerns, if they're struggling with anything. And then we do little drills and little quizzes, you know what I'm saying? Little theory quizzes, like, let's say, okay, you go and you have a oven, right? And the igniter's not coming on. What do you check? Okay, I check the amps. Let's say you're getting the proper amps through the igniter and it's glowing hot, but no gas is coming out. What do you check? That maybe the gas valve. So we'll do drills like that. I'll try to coach them on that. I'll see how they present their options to the customer and go over objections, that kind of stuff. So little basic drills and then Q&A.
Good Lord, man, you're great. You are great. You are great. Everybody's talking about your 3-year warranty. Elo Appliance said, Mike, thanks for bringing this young man in. He gave us a gold mine of information. Yes. We'll read a couple more, then we'll get out of here. Decent else said prioritize the money. Yep. And Stoker Reviews, do you have a parts warehouse or do you just keep everything on people's trucks?
No, everything's on the truck. So when we use parts, we order it goes back on the truck. Everything's on the truck moving.
Okay. All right. So Elo's say he's very proud of this young man. We're getting ready to, Greg B, great story. Great story. We're gonna ready to wrap it up. Once again, man, I am very, very proud of you. From the first time you came in, didn't know what a socket was, a wrench was, and I knew you were gonna be good. I think maybe it was probably maybe 2 or 3 months after that. You called me and you was doing a tub bearing.
Yeah.
On the water machine. And I was like, whoa, he's really doing it. And to see that transition to where you are now and being a great businessman, not only a great technician, but to be a great businessman, to be this young businessman. Like I keep telling everybody, my time is gone. My time is gone. And to see you coming up and behind and knowing how to operate in this new era and killing it, man. I'm just so proud of you. Honestly, I am proud of you, and I know everybody is to see somebody like you, and to see you pulling up and embracing the future of these appliances and the future of entrepreneurship, and to have the business acumen that you have right now, man. I'm just so proud of you. Any last words?
Yeah, without you, none of this would be possible. You changed my life. You made my childhood dream come true. When I was a boy, I always used to talk about having my own business. I'd be like 4 or 5 years old. My dad told me I used to say this stuff when I was in the car with him. I don't remember that, but I remember 16
Mm-hmm.
reading the Robert Kiyosaki and Tony Robbins books, and that made me really want to be an entrepreneur. So you made my childhood dream come true. So I'm always forever indebted to you. I always wanted to go to the B quadrant. That was my lifelong dream. That was my childhood dream, to become an actual full-fledged boss. You know, owning a business. That was. So I've completed all my childhood dreams within the time I said I was going to do it, and you were a key component in that. So I can't even repay you. Even even though I'm making money, it's this knowledge that you gave us is priceless. Even though we paid you for it, I think it's not worth the money that we paid. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's people giving out a pittance of what you are and charging 10 times more. So what you did was, it was more like a godly act. You know what I'm saying? You always have to put a dollar amount, because if they don't pay for it, they will not value it. And if they do not value it, then they will not take action. So when you're giving, you should always charge. You should never give it for free, in my opinion, if it's really valuable. But what you did was an act of generosity and charity. You know what I'm saying? And so for me to be able to benefit from that and change my life and achieve my childhood dreams, that means the world to me. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the money I spent or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's not something that comes along every day. It was good fortune that I was able to come across your program, and it was good fortune that I had the knowledge and the mindset and the wisdom to recognize the kind of opportunity that lay before me. So I don't think it's me. It had to be a higher power. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think about this.
Yeah. You're doing great things, man. You're gonna do even better things. I can't wait to see where you're gonna be at in the next 10 years. The next 10 years. I can't wait to see where you're gonna be at, man. I'm so proud of you. Thank you again. We're gonna keep in touch. We see you at he's at all the appliance stuff. So you going to Ashley's this year?
Um,
Next year?
I might. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. I haven't decided yet. Because there's a few other things in January that I could go to. I'm not. I haven't been to the Asties before. I've only been to I've only come to your event. I never went to the Asties yet. I haven't gone to it yet. I might. I wanted to go to my first. It depends. We'll see.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm very proud of you, man. And like I said, the business acronym that you have now, y'all so far surpassed me. It is amazing. But thank you again. Everybody I know got something out of this. I got something out of it. And thank you again, man.
Thank
And
you
you be
for
good,
having me.
man.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Here.
All right. Thanks. All right. See y'all later. We're gone. Bye bye.